everyone. Welcome to the Sanitarium Tapes. I'm sitting here with Steph and Matt.
Hiya.
Hello.
How's it going, guys?
Absolutely fantastic. We actually do have sun here in Iceland for the first time this year. There's just been rain and absolutely horrible weather, so I'm kind of happy about that.
What time is it in Iceland? It's
11 minutes past 8 in the evening.
Well, you guys are living in the past. We're already at 10 past 9.
As you guys have probably figured, I'm sitting in Iceland. Those two are sitting in Belfast. And yeah, we're trying to make this work.
Yep. Well, Steph, how are you?
I'm good.
Good weekend?
Yeah, it was a great weekend. So it was. I actually got a text from a friend of mine, Steve, there, and he said he saw a great, a cap, like a hat, and it was MAGA style with the MAGA colors, make America great again, the Trump supporting thing, but it said make pedophiles afraid again.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty fun. That was a good one.
It might be one of those like pedophile hunting crews you see on Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, they should be fucking afraid. That's literally what they should be. They should be fucking afraid for their lives.
Yeah, well, these they have these people who pretend to be maybe 12, 13-year-old boys and girls online to hunt these pedophiles, and when they go to meet them,
it's a bunch of aggressive chavs show up and give them shit. It's really entertaining. I love these videos.
But I fucking love it because the Belfast accent, like them confronting anybody, it's just fucking brilliant.
You've been chatting the wee girls, have you? That's so funny.
But that's absolutely brilliant. I mean, I fucking love the Belfast accent. It's so good. It's so good.
But before we continue with our previously scheduled broadcast, here is Steph with her joke of the day.
So, what do you call a Canadian Bigfoot?
Don't know.
A Sasquatch-a-wan.
I don't get it.
Saskatchewan is a part of Canada.
God damn it. I'm stupid. Sorry.
Keep that in.
Case goes for you.
Speaking of shitty creatures, today we're going to be talking about Bigfoot. In case you don't know, Bigfoot is a famous ape-like crypto-hominid in North American history. It has many names, such as Sasquatch, Stone Giant, Bushman, Wildman, and Treeman. There have been many discussions between conspiracy theorists and scientists on whether or not this beast could be real, and if so, is Bigfoot out there knocking on trees, throwing rocks, impregnating women, and bumming men on camping trips? What do you guys think? Do you have any strong opinions about Bigfoot?
Well, as far as history goes, there have been talks about Bigfoot for a lot longer than the 60s. The Native Americans actually were the ones who coined the term Sasquatch, which is Bigfoot.
The people that claim to have seen supernatural beings have either been on drug trips or are just plain crazy.
Yeah, but there aren't only claims for being a supernatural being. There are claims of it also being an extraterrestrial origin.
But that's a whole other ballpark that I don't even want to go into.
No, it's the same. It's the Bigfoot is just a nickname for Sasquatch. But then you have the Yeti from the Himalayan, and that seems to be a different species, of basically the same origin. The abominable snowman.
Yeah, but we can't even prove any of this. The only thing we have here is the recollection of drunken people. And how reliable is that? I can tell you a story when I was drunk. Are you going to believe that or are you not?
But many cultures across many years have been seeing these animals, I think is the point.
Yeah, there are cultures who have never met each other, right? So you have the pre-Buddhist history of the Yeti, and then you have the Native Americans with Sasquatch.
Yeah, but then you also okay. If you're taking that route, we could also say that there was a connection between the Mayans and the Egyptians because both built pyramids. No, there is not.
No, their pyramids were vastly different and used for very different things. It does matter.
No, because we're talking about the building style here. We're talking about them building in a pyramid style fashion. Yeti and Bigfoot is not supposed to be the same creature, but they're still within the realms of the same being. Right?
But the pyramids of Mexico are flat on the top and were not used as tombs, which is vastly different from the Egyptians, who did not have a flat top and they were tombs.
But they did have a flat top. The only thing is they had a top on the top, a top of the top. Well, anyway, they had a top that was a completely different material. So they were flat on the top.
Did Bigfoot live at either of these structures?
They're
Or
built in.
what are you guys going on about here?
Why are we talking about pyramids? Bigfoot. Anyway, what I'm saying is that, okay, even though you have similar creatures in different mythologies, does not mean that they exist. It just means that coincidentally you're talking about a creature that's walking on two legs that's very hairy. That could be your neighbor Harry. That is very hairy.
Wonder how you came up with that nickname, Harry.
Harry and the Hendersons. You ever see that movie?
Yes.
Classic.
Was that not a series? Yeah.
I think it was a series after a movie. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. Am I too foreign to know that? Or
probably.
Yeah, I think so.
We're seeing one of those things.
I live in a tundra.
Does Iceland have any sort of feet sort of creatures?
No, but this
is
this is embarrassing. I mean, according to like the latest statistic, people about 50% of the people here believe in elves and some kind of absolute nonsense.
I don't know, but do they though, or is it just like a cultural thing where they say,
like leprechauns?
I'm going to tell you a story, and this is absolutely 100% real. So the local newspaper here printed a story about a woman who moved into a house, and the only reason she moved into the house was because she went into the back garden, made a sacrifice to the elves, and got their permission to move into the house. And this made the paper. Yeah.
I guess in Ireland there is sort of weird people who are into like fairy folk and stuff like that too, and are very superstitious people out in the country.
I mean, my people used to visit your people peacefully back in the day.
Peacefully, sure, yeah.
So did my people. They also visit very, very peacefully.
Very peacefully. I mean, we came to say hello, and then went back home again.
But anyway, Steph, do you believe there's any convincing evidence that you've seen, like any pictures or videos or first-hand accounts that you think, well, this might be something?
And now there is a archaeologist. He has a degree in archaeology. He's also an explorer. His name is Josh Gates. He has a show called Expedition Unknown and on the Discovery Channel, I believe. And he is very skeptical before he goes out hunting various cryptids or lore, mythology, and such things. He has a very skeptic mind towards it, but he keeps it quite open as to what he finds or doesn't find. And he did go do a search for Bigfoot, and he found large footprints over 16 inches long, and it was sent for analyzing at a facility where they didn't know what they were analyzing. They didn't know if it was a prints or what they were looking for. And the samples came back inconclusive, which means unknown origin. So that basically means that the footprints and the fur that he discovered inside doesn't match any known mammal, primate, or animal.
What was his name again, sorry?
Josh Gates.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it absolutely has to be an animal. That could mean that some dude named Josh in the basement has printed some paws that he's put on his feet and walked around with.
Yes, but there was fur samples taken.
Well, you can always, I mean, there's probably ways of fucking up DNA and stuff and just add that to it as well. I mean, with the technology we have today, I'm just finding it very hard to believe that we can actually have something as conclusive as a Bigfoot wandering around and nobody has ever been able to get a clear picture of it. All we have is blurred pictures of drunken tourists testing LSD for the first time in nature.
Yeah, but that would have been a long time ago. And it's also well known that humans, at a point where they see something that they haven't seen before, to be able to stay calm and record something like that or grasp a picture of, a 9 foot tall ape-like creature doesn't seem palpable. Like they would be in shock and either unable to move or immediately flee.
We were still able to capture the second plane hitting the tower in 9/11, even though people were in fucking shock about that. So I'm just saying, it is possible.
That's because they had, cameras at the time on them. There are many tourists who walk around city center New York.
Yeah, but are you saying that literally since we invented phone cameras that Bigfoot has disappeared because his camera is shy?
Are you saying that in the Canadian wilderness that you would have any kind of communication aspect on you? Not all campers have their phones on them or bring cameras.
No, but I'm saying that most people have phones today. I mean, I'm not going to say about 98% of people have phones. By the way, those stats are invented, but I'm just guessing 98% of people in the Western world do have phones. So if you go in camping and all of a sudden you see, oh, there's something I have not seen before, a fucking huge monkey. I'm going to take a picture of that.
Yeah, but then I'm saying to you that people who are camping in the wilderness, where there's basically no network systems or anything, they wouldn't necessarily bring their phones with them when they're hiking.
Well, they would, obviously. You would still bring your phone with you. Of course you would. Of course you would bring your phone with you.
Not necessarily, no.
Well, I'm saying you would because just in case, you would always bring your phone with you. I mean, you might turn it off or something, but you still have your phone with you.
I would say not everyone would bring their phones. If they're off the grid, they definitely wouldn't have their phones.
Yeah, but if they're all off the grid kind of people, they would obviously be living in the forest going like, oh no, I need to eat these berries because the government has poisoned the rest.
And?
Then they're not believable anyway, because I mean, if they're going to be, no, let's not go into that kind of conspiracy theory sink that we're going into here.
There are some very far-fetched claims about Bigfoot, if I can share some of those with you.
Yeah.
There is a woman quite recently, or no, actually, I'm not sure how recent, but her name is Sierra Stowe. She's 24, from Lawndale, North Carolina. She claims that she was impregnated by Bigfoot on a camping trip with friends.
Oh my God.
She says it's the only logical explanation, claiming my husband is sterile, so we thought we couldn't have kids. Now I'm pregnant, and the only way this could happen is if Sasquatch was the daddy.
Okay. Hold on. So, okay. So what we're saying here is Sasquatch, who is native to Washington, right, on the west coast of America.
Or Canada, Alaska.
Yeah. But the west coast, right?
The geography's not what's weird about this.
She's from North Carolina on the East Coast, for you people who don't know geography, right? So the only plausible explanation is if Bigfoot decided to have sex with her because her husband is sterile. I mean, I think I've heard a story like this before. I'm not going to judge anybody on their religion or anything, but I think I've heard a story like this before about a virgin getting pregnant and giving birth to someone. Yada, yada, yada. I mean,
it's bizarre that you equate those two things.
No, but think about this for a second, though, because if you're connecting those two things together here, you're saying that this woman actually got pregnant by a mythical creature that nobody has ever been able to prove, and then she's now going to give birth. I'm just saying, could it be a possibility that this was a 6'5" fat dude called Ron, who's very hairy, who she had sex with?
Now, Sierra's husband is very supportive in the claim. Wow. Even though her story is quite far-fetched. Yes, her husband, Harold Stowe, he's 53, by the way. Not judging on the age difference there. But he says she was on a camping trip with her girlfriends a while back. She said Bigfoot snuck into her tent and up there by Lake Lure and had his evil way with her. I believe my wife. We've been married a long time and she's never lied to me.
Has a baby been born, this Bigfoot baby?
No, it seemingly has not been born yet. There was a scientist who chimed in and said that the chances of a interspecies baby being born is non-existent, basically.
Yeah, I'm going to lean on the scientist side of this.
I'm going to lean on the scientist side of it being interspecies erotica
Yeah.
And then a baby then coming out of this is just not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the 6'5" guy called Ron, who just wandered into her tent with a jug of moonshine, going like, "Hey there, I'm Bigfoot. That's my nickname."
Yeah, they call me Bigfoot.
That's just my opinion. Yeah, exactly. You want to see why?
It's not because of my feet.
Exactly.
9 inches of strong North Carolina melt.
Have you seen those Netflix shows where the guys are like, with Bigfoot hunters, like, oh, I see the way these sticks are moved. It's gotta be Bigfoot. You know what I mean? And then it's like a 9-part Netflix series about it. But I don't even think they believe it, quite honestly. I think they just...
Obviously not. They're doing this for the money. I mean, they're getting
the
paid to
tourism
do
and then
this. They're getting paid to do this. So why the fuck would they actually do anything else? I mean, if I was getting fucking thousands of dollars to say, oh, by the way, aliens are real, then I would go around the country going like, oh my God, have you seen this? The way this moss grows? It must be aliens.
When you were kids, did you guys see that Patterson-Gimlin film footage? The famous 1970s footage of Bigfoot slicing.
How old are you?
But I'm going to say, did you see it when you were young?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. I've seen the guy in the suit walking through the forest.
Yes, the guy in the suit.
Yeah, but
I mean, that
was a guy in the suit.
That was always just
yeah. Absolutely, that was a guy in the suit.
But that was the only actual supposed evidence of it, and
photographic evidence of it. I mean, but I'm gonna say video evidence, but photographic video evidence. But I'm gonna say that is actually where I thought the myth originated from, was from that tape.
Oh, you just thought it was that? No, shit.
No, that's where I thought it came from. I actually did not know that this actually dates further back to the Native Americans.
The Native Americans they believed in skinwalkers, loads of different things. So it wasn't just Sasquatch.
Yes. They had many cryptids,
I mean, you also had Egyptians who believed that a hippopotamus was a god.
And Christians believe that angels with wings fly about, and demons with spiky forks living in a place of fire. So let's not point fingers.
Exactly. I'm not pointing fingers here. I'm just saying that, I mean, humans want to believe, and we will believe in whatever we want to believe in.
Do you believe in any supernatural?
No. For me, no, I can't.
Me neither. I wish I did.
I mean, I come from a country which is exceptionally superstitious with all the elves and shit going on here, but I can't. I cannot believe in any of that. I've tried, but I just, there's no reason for me to believe in it. There's no evidence to believe in it.
Same.
I did have a friend about a year and a half ago, and he used to live in Arkansas. Now, you might be surprised to hear this, but Arkansas actually have a fleet of Bigfoot hunters.
Oh, fleet? That's
yes.
what you call it.
Yeah, it's a big group of
a real meeting of the minds.
Of cryptid hunters. Now, not just Bigfoot, but that's what we're talking about today. And he told me that he knew one of these guys. Now, one of these guys, he was an off the grid kind of person, and he was said to be a little bit strange. So he was going on a Bigfoot hunt on his own, and he went missing for several weeks.
Doing that would be scary by yourself, just because you're in a massive forest,
Yeah, at night.
Like bears and shit.
Yeah, so no one had seen him for weeks on end. And suddenly there was a car that broke down on the side of the road, and they saw something lying at the edge of the road. And they went over and kicked it, and it was a body. Now, also to say, the man was wearing a ghillie suit at the time, and they concluded he had been hit by a car because they couldn't see him, and because he was wearing the suit, he was invisible. He had been dead for weeks, and nobody saw him. Yeah,
the dangers of the job.
It must have been Bigfoot.
Yeah, no, it's just the life of a Bigfoot hunter is perilous.
It is.
Just die by sheer idiocy of wearing a ghillie suit on a busy road.
Another victim of Bigfoot hunting.
Then you also have people who are bored and want something to do. then obviously if you're sitting there drinking moonshine and going like, hey, we have killed everything in our vicinity here, let's go fucking hunt something that doesn't exist and see how that goes.
Yeah. So he was basically then hunting, however you hunt a Bigfoot, and was hit by a car and died at the side of the road, and he wasn't found for weeks because he was wearing a ghillie suit. So that's the only like second, third hand story I've heard. Anything Bigfoot related. He didn't find anything, and if he did, there was no evidence to prove that he did.
Well, Darwinism. I was going to say, as much as I don't believe it or buy it into any of that, if you were camping out in those woods alone at night and you start to hear shit,
yes, yeah,
do you know what I mean? I think your mind would definitely start playing games with you. Like, for example, I don't believe in the Loch Ness monster. That's ridiculous. But if I'm swimming in the middle of the Loch Ness,
something swept your foot,
something big, you know what I mean? Or if you're going to suppose you don't believe in ghosts, but if you're in a supposedly haunted house by yourself and you hear something in the night, your mind just goes there. You freak out, and then you start to believe that in the light of day. Then,
yeah, but that's again that has to do with the beautiful thing that is our mind, because we can imagine so many fucking weird things, and you have been indoctrinated from you were a child that ghosts are real. This is real. That blah 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 blah. But you have though. I mean, if you think about this, you don't have to believe it in your conscious mind, but you still have been told that ghosts are real and stuff. So if you're alone in a dark wood and you start hearing shit, your mind is going to play tricks on you based on the knowledge that you have. Mm-hmm. So obviously, like for people who have been hearing a myth about a mythical creature like Bigfoot, and if you're alone in the wood and you hear someone move around, you would then go, okay, the only logical conclusion, I'm using air quotes just to say, okay, this must be Bigfoot, because there's no other logical explanation for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Of course.
So you make up your own mind. It doesn't mean that it's real. It's just what you think it is. That's not what I'm
saying, that it's real. What I'm saying is, as much as you know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like for these Bigfoot people, they want it to be real, and therefore they make it real. That's my opinion of it.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, if you want something to be real, bam, you can make it real. And this is all to do with the tea kettle hypothesis. It's like, I can tell you that there's a tea kettle 50,000 light years away in space. You cannot disprove me that there's not a tea kettle 50,000 light years away in space. I say it is. Disprove me. Do you know what I mean? So if I tell you...
The burden is on the person to prove it, not the person to, you know...
Exactly. So if you don't have any proof to show that is actually conclusive and not just dolled up by some guy called Todd living in his mom's basement in Washington somewhere, then, I mean, honestly, it just cannot exist, can it? Did I ruin the whole thing now, or?
No, because I disagree. So, but I will say something. It's a YouTube video that I watched, another Bigfoot hunting video. I very much enjoy watching them. Not because they ever find anything, or I don't think they'll ever find anything, but it's basically how they go through the hunting. So methodically, that's not a word.
Methodically.
But thank you.
You're welcome.
And there's this one particular man who does YouTube videos, and I cannot remember his name, but he has decided that he knows what a Bigfoot calling sounds like. So, do any of you two have any input on what they sound like?
I've seen these guys.
So this dude has just decided, okay, this is what I think Bigfoot would sound like.
Yes. Yeah.
No. A lot of these guys say they've heard what Bigfoot would sound like. It's like a massive eat, but like a high pitched whoop noise a lot of the time. A lot of huffing.
It's the whoop.
Yep.
And him walking through the Canadian wilderness, whooping. It just tickles me. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I would think Bigfoot sounded more of a roar or a growl situation than a whoop.
Silverback gorilla. I mean,
yeah.
Well, they go whoop, whoop, whoop. They only growl when they're peaceful. Believe it, they can do damage, but they're peaceful. Probably same as Bigfoot. He probably is a vegetarian at the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't think he slaughters tourists to eat for dinner. I mean,
He would. Very good Bigfoot movie, Willow Creek, I think it's called. Pretty scary. Found footage, yeah.
All right, fair enough. Well, okay. Well, that is probably based on fact as well.
I think I've seen that, and
yeah, and the couple in the tent at the end, or it's pretty creepy stuff.
Oh yes, definitely. And people kept going missing. They were being dragged from the cabin.
Yeah, the woman.
And apparently, Bigfoot was dragging these people from the cabin and keeping them. Yes, and then it wasn't said, I don't believe, but the premise was that they were used for sexual things. So, I wouldn't fancy being sexually assaulted by a Bigfoot.
But there is Bigfoot erotica out there. Matt, tell us about your experience right now. No, but there actually is, unfortunately.
Okay. The only Bigfoot erotica I can tell you about is my mate who lives in Norway, who likes older men. He's big and hairy.
I know who that is.
Yeah. He's big and hairy, and he likes older men. I think that's the closest thing I can get to it, at least. Is when he's telling me detailed stories about that. Sorry, I cannot believe. I've tried, but it doesn't work for me. Sorry.
Same. It would be fun to believe it, but just seemed not be convincing ever.
I mean, it's fun entertainment, but I was going to ask earlier about that guy, about the Bigfoot kidnapping people. He wasn't on the planet Hoth by any chance?
No, that would be more of a Yeti deal. What do you call those things? Come on, you nerd. You should know.
I don't remember what that.
Wampa? Is that right?
Wampa.
I already said Wampa. Yeah, it's a Wampa.
You were right. You fucking nerd. It's called a fucking Wampa. You're absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, did he hang people upside down in his ice cave by any chance?
Yeah, Luke Skywalker, I believe.
No, I was thinking in real life. I mean, Luke Skywalker. That was a movie, Tom. That was fiction. Okay.
There's actually a comic in which Han Solo and Chewie are flying the Millennium Falcon through space, go at light speed. They crash on a planet. Han Solo dies in the forest of this planet. That planet is Earth. Chewbacca gets out of the Millennium Falcon, roams the forest. He's sighted. Guess what people call him? Yeah, Bigfoot. Not.
Wow. I like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Maybe that happened.
Yeah, that might have happened. I mean,
just about as believable as any of the others.
George Lucas was the historian, as we know. So, I mean,
yeah,
he is a very, I mean, Indiana Jones happened as well. I mean, that's.
Well,
he could go looking for Bigfoot. That'd be pretty good.
Would you like to hear what a columnist from 1958 wrote about?
Please do. Please do.
Yeah. So, in 1958. The term Bigfoot was actually coined by a columnist named Andrew Genzoli after he read a letter from a newspaper reader who claimed to have found huge footprints of unknown origin, which would have been in the Himalayas. And Genzoli responded amusingly with, "Maybe we have a relative of the abominable snowman of the Himalayas, our very own Wandering Willie of Waithcote." Wandering Willie.
Well...
Like, if these things were going to exist, the Yeti would probably be the most likely, out in Antarctica or something where man's barely ever been. Camouflage, lots of seals to eat, but, still no.
Yeah. There are claims by British climbers returning from Mount Everest, claiming to have seen the Yeti and seen footprints, and this would have been very, very long time ago.
So you're talking about people who, you're talking about people who are oxygen starved seeing things.
Or they did see something. What are the chances of all of them seeing the same thing at the exact same time? I would say the chances are quite slim.
What are the chances of a lot of people seeing ghosts around the world, but none of them being able to actually record it?
There have been ghosts recorded
There have never been ghosts recorded properly on film or camera. It is always,
as far as you're concerned.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, and whatever semi-research I've done on the subject, all of it has been debunked. All of it. But anyway, back to the topic.
Yeah, there is a story about there's a man, and he claims his wife was seduced by a Bigfoot.
What seduction skills?
He claims that she would sunbathe out in their garden, and they had a wee dog.
He would do well on Tinder, this Bigfoot of yours.
Mm-hmm.
So she would sunbathe in the garden, and the dog would be around, and her husband would be in the house, and he started feeling her detaching a little bit from their relationship, and his wife would be speaking to something on the other side of the fence. Someone, probably. He heard noises, and she eventually left him for a Bigfoot.
She left him for a Bigfoot.
Took the dog.
And they're living with Bigfoot now?
Who knows? Out into the wilderness she went, never to be seen again. So I'm saying maybe, most likely, she was murdered by her husband.
Yeah. Just tell
and
the
also
police,
the
like,
dog.
My wife ran off a Bigfoot officer. Oh, well, checks out. It's okay.
Yeah, don't
No
bother
worries.
looking for her.
Get photos.
Don't try to find any evidence of this claim.
Yeah.
She's away.
Yeah,
you know.
No. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's cool. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, this blood, no, that was me fighting the Bigfoot for my wife.
Yes. Oh, the DNA matches? Oh, don't worry about it. It's still just Bigfoot. He must have slapped her without me knowing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I fought Bigfoot for my wife.
Yeah.
That would be like a Daily Star headline or something.
Yeah.
We'd be fighting a grizzly, wouldn't it? Like,
Yeah.
he'd take you in one punch, wouldn't he?
Mm-hmm.
One whack across the face, and that's you done.
Who would win in a fight? Bigfoot or I'm trying to think of other cryptids. We call it next.
Mothman.
Mothman. Yeah, probably Mothman. He's spookier than just a big monkey.
He's big.
Yeah.
Or Chupacabra.
Chupacabras are little goat suckers. They're not hurting Bigfoot.
No, they just want to suck him.
Like many women, apparently.
I mean, the videos that I've been watching on YouTube about supposed proof of Bigfoot, none of them have actually any images of Bigfoot, just fucking random, insane people talking about Bigfoot.
The only time I can think of when a cryptid was thought to like maybe not exist and then like holy shit it does exist was a giant squid. That was like a myth for a long time.
The Kraken is very, very rampant in Nordic folklore, yeah.
Yeah, but sailors would come back with tales of these giant squids and they're like, shut up, squids are tiny. And then, they started.
Fuck you, squid's a tiny bitch.
Yeah.
But then you come back to the fact that, 80% of the deep, dark ocean hasn't been seen or investigated because we simply don't have the technology. As, we can see what happened to a certain submarine there.
You're going to put more effort into your technology than those guys did.
Yeah, you might want to have at least double layer glazing on your windows.
Yeah, but the deep ocean, if there's anything completely crazy beyond imagination, it's down there or up in space. We'll probably find most shit on Earth.
Yeah, there's about 18,000 new species discovered every single year, and that's on land and also
yeah, but in the ocean,
in the
that's fair enough because we don't have the technology to explore it. But on Earth, Bigfoot not existing is just he cannot exist. It is not possible for him to exist and be avoided.
Yeah, even as recent as the 90s, they did like a full radar scan of Loch Ness, Scotland, just to be sure there's no dinosaur in there. They're like, no, it turns out there's not.
We have the technology. We haven't found anything. So at this point, it's just pure faith. And we've seen what pure faith can do with mankind.
And then you have the supposed pictures of the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
It turns out it was an elephant trunk.
And there was one that was a whale penis.
But that's most likely, yeah. Because we see what we want to see. And most people, well, until now, didn't really think that they wanted to see a whale penis.
Well, I've been to the Penis Museum here in Iceland, and I can tell you...
Are you in it?
You're never out of it.
Oh. I got a season card, so I can go in every day.
10 times and you get a free mold.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm the prime exhibition there.
Exhibited.
That's disappointing.
Picture of your head.
Yeah, but I've seen my share of dickheads in there, so I'm just going to say a whale penis doesn't look anything like a human penis.
There are a lot of mirrors in it.
In the bathroom, yes. Look at this dickhead.
It'd be funny though if the urinals in the penis museum were just, phallic.
Do they try to take it very seriously, this museum? Like, is there any dick jokes?
Absolutely. I mean, it's called the Phallological Museum of Iceland.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was like Madame Maud's, with like the wax
Madame
and yeah, that's it, Tussauds, yeah, and then you would have famous dicks, basically. Tenor, you can write them.
That sounds like a party to me.
It sounds like a niche market for a little bit over half the population of Earth, but okay.
I don't think it's that niche.
Not big of a niche now.
Well, you could have a female version, take a wee mold of your ganch, and then that would probably accumulate a lot of money, I would say.
That already exists. It's called Pornhub.
You can't put your dick in Pornhub.
Sounds like a challenge.
Yeah, USB. It's like how you can get a fleshlight, and then your partner or whoever can get a dildo, and then you plug it into USB, and apparently you can feel the thrust and the vibrations.
It seems like a lot can go wrong there, it seems. Imagine you're the first person to die by electrocution for
putting your dick in a socket.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Bigfoot.
Yeah, I was looking at pictures of the Bigfoot Museum in Willow Creek, but yeah, it's pretty tacky. It's pretty tacky stuff. You got big.
It would be, yeah.
I'm just going to say, I mean, towards the end of this, we can all conclude that Bigfoot, this is made up.
Yeah.
We can conclude that up until now, there is absolutely zero evidence of it having existed or them existing. But I like sometimes to live with the fairies. Yeah. And I think it would be exciting if it was true. And I love the magic around it. And I love the magic feeling around cryptids and things that we can't possibly understand. So,
but if it was true, it would probably be best if humans never found it. It'd be put in a lab and dissected or stuck in a zoo within 45 minutes, knowing us. We don't get on well with other species.
No, because we're all assholes.
Yeah.
So the conclusion of today's episode is that these people are insane.
Not insane, maybe just a bit simple, or they're trying to make money by lying about it, or they just think it's a bit of fun.
Or getting out of adultery, divorce.
Yeah, or like killing your wife and blaming it on Bigfoot.
And I think some of them might have hope in their heart for something magical and something beautiful. And I don't think that there's anything wrong in that.
For people who know me, you know that I don't like people who impose your beliefs onto others.
When has a Bigfoot believer ever imposed their beliefs onto you?
Have you been sitting in a pub and some Bigfoot Yeti believer just comes in like, listen to me, Matt, you won't believe your fucking eyeballs, but I really I need to tell you this story, and it will change you. And it's about Bigfoot.
Well, not Bigfoot, no, but
I would love for that to happen to me.
I buy him a pint and listen away.
Oh God, that guy in the ghillie suit. Come at me anytime.
Yeah. No, but to be honest, I have had people come up to me in the bar, and I want to make this very, very clear before I go ahead with the story. Personal beliefs, I respect 100%. If you want to believe whatever you want to believe, that's fine. But if you're trying to impose your beliefs onto others that do not want to get your beliefs, go fuck yourself. All right? Mm-hmm. Before I tell this story. So I was in my local pub. There was an American couple sitting there. And this American couple was visiting Iceland, and I've been seeing her and everything. And then they tell me that they are visiting from Israel. They are American missionaries in Israel trying to convert Muslims into Christianity. And the way they do this is they create videos of Christianity and then send them with iPads onto poor villages to try to convince them that Christianity is the way to go. So right there, they've already triggered so many of my buttons because I cannot stand for that kind of shit.
Yes, of course, because it's a forced indoctrination.
Yes, and personal belief is one thing. Organized shit like that, I cannot stand. Anyway, so obviously I try to piss these people off as much as I can. This
that sounds like you, yeah.
Oh yeah, it does. So the guy who was sitting there, he kept pretty calm throughout the entire discussion, but his wife, on the other hand, she was ready to fucking murder me towards the end of the night. And I'll give you one of the biggest highlights. According to them, dinosaurs don't exist.
Never existed?
No, they have never existed because the Earth is 6,000 years old and yada, all of that nonsense. But here is the fun fact. We were talking about the origins of the Dead Sea Scrolls. And I stopped them and I asked innocently, so how old are these scrolls? And they were like, oh, they're about so and so many thousand years old. And how do you know that? Oh, with carbon dating.
Oh, no.
And I asked them, all right, wait. So when we carbon date dinosaur bones, that's not real. But when we carbon date those scrolls, that's real. Do you see your problem here? And the wife picked up her glass, ready to fucking chuck it at me. And this is when the bartender was like, fuck this, I'm out of here. And he fucking walked out of there. And with that, we just want to thank you for listening today. This has been so much fun for us, and hopefully you'll keep listening. So see you next time.